I'm going to critique this private island in Florida Keys, so if you ever decide to make your childhood dream of owning an island a reality, you won't make the same mistake as these people. I'm going to critique this property based on my 10 principle of quality also, and give it an Arvin score at the end of the video, so make sure you watch till the end. And let's watch this together.
Welcome everybody to East Sister Rock Island. This is a private island that could be yours.
Wow, this guy's really excited. Okay, it does have a helipad. I wasn't expecting that at all, but I don't know if it's like, look, you can draw an H anyway, okay? And I'm all for H's. Last name is Haddad. I'm down with it, okay? I would draw an H just for fun. But can an actual helicopter land here? I don't know, maybe a drone, but not a helicopter.
The house right there, the main house is 2,500 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths with huge living spaces. And then you have the guest house, and you obviously have a pool. And the island itself is completely self-sustaining. You are off the grid. It's a private island.
That's not by choice. It's an actual island. You can't, do plumbing for water and electricity and everything. Like, you need to generate your own electricity. You need to have fresh water, and you need to figure out to deal with your sewer problem. And also, there's no food in the island. So you need proper refrigeration, backup food, all that stuff to make sure you're protected in long periods if for whatever reason you lose contact with the mainland.
We're going to an island off of the Keys.
Wait a minute. Isn't the Keys an island itself? You already have the island dream if you're on the Keys. Like, why do you need an island off an island? I don't get it. Like, you're really asking for being on an island for the sake of being an island by yourself? Is that what you're going for? Then why would you get it in the Keys? Shouldn't you get it somewhere exotic? Because there's hundreds of islands in the Keys, and a lot of them are connected through the road. So you just don't want to have the road access on purpose. That's the goal. Okay?
That is pretty sick. Yeah, that is pretty sick. It's are there laws on that island? Can you do whatever you want on that island?
Dude, that's some Jeffrey Epstein things, dude. Don't go there. Dude.
So you saw how we got here on the boat from the mainland, all right? This is the actual dock right here. It's a 100-foot dock. This is the boat right here. It takes about 5 minutes to get from the mainland to the actual island, right? There's a little area over there that's deeded to this island where you could park your boat, and you can have some things there as well. And when people come, that's where you pick them up. So obviously you need to have some way to get from the mainland to the island, and that's the way you do it.
That's cool. So you have your designated spot. It's like owning a house on a lake or away from the lake, but you have it like a dock on the lake. Okay, that's cool.
Now, we're here on the island. We got here, 100-foot dock. You park your jet skis, your boats, your friends come over on their boats.
The length of the dock doesn't really matter here. What really matters is the depth of the water. You see, being on the Atlantic side and not on the Gulf of America, not Mexico, America side, right? One of the benefits of being on this side is to have the depth so you can have, really large yachts to dock there and have access to it, which the other side doesn't, because there are plus or minuses on which side of the Keys you want to be. On this side, you're going to get deeper waters, right? But also water's not as calm. It's way more wavy, way closer to hurricanes, right? You also don't get sunsets on this side. You get sunsets on the other side. The water is calmer on that side. Now, most of the luxury developments are on the Pacific side, but that better come with a very good depth for a huge yacht, because you definitely want to have your own boat here if you own this island.
And this is how they get on. Or if they have a helicopter, like we mentioned in the beginning, then they can come on the helicopter, right? So now we have a little bridge that we cross to get to the actual island. You see the barrier of rocks, that first barrier of rocks there.
Do you see what I'm saying? I don't think you can have a proper boat here. You see how shallow that is? What's the whole point? You can't even bring a proper yacht over here. The water looks way cleaner and nicer in this shot than it does in the video where they're shooting it, because it seems like a little cloudy. But overall, not ideal. That's a big negative.
Come on with me. We're going to walk through the outside first, and then we'll take you inside. Then we'll show you and talk to you with the owner's son.
Oh my God. Is this the first thing your guests will see? This is like your approach. This is horrible. Well, you see it. Is that a container turned into a building? Really bad. I mean, architecturally, what the hell is this? Did you do an extension on a trailer? Why does this look like this?
We walk down this path over here. You have a seating area and a pergola over here, so you can hang out, relax with friends.
Oh my God, I'm getting really like Mickey Mouse construction vibes over here. Just look at this building. This is the guest house, I think. It just looks beat up. Like it's gone through 10, 20 hurricanes and it's just...
And you have water views from everywhere. That's what's the beauty of living on an island where you're surrounded by water, right? So that way you can hang out on this hammock and just chill.
Was there like a proper electrician doing the... What is this? Again, it looks really like you found someone like off an island and you brought him in and you're like, hey, just do the electrical over here. It's just not up to par of what, $16.5 million, shall we say?
That's the main house over there. We're gonna get into that later on in the video. But over here, we're gonna start here first with the pool, right? So you have a nice big pool over here. You notice you have some seating in the pool.
That's a kidney pool that had a kidney disease. What is this? It's dated. I mean, this is like a Motel 6 community pool. Really, really bad. Really, really cheap. So far, landscaping has been horrible. The construction and the look of the guest house is, I would say, trailer park converted to a house. And the landscaping, hardscaping has been extremely poor so far.
And you look straight out to those ocean views. Unobstructed views, views for days, and nobody to see you in the pool.
Okay, I'm going to score the view and the privacy. They should both score really well at the end of the video, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's talk about the location. This is a weird one because it's an island and it's not connected through the road to the mainland. But when it comes to Florida Keys in general, I either like to be a Key Largo, like closer to mainland, so I get more use out of it. Doesn't matter if you come with a boat or drive, right? You're just closer distance. When it comes to the weekend, you have more motivation to go on that long drive. Is not going to, talk you out of visiting your weekend home. Or at the end, where it's already far away but at the same time have a completely cultural experience that is different than mainland, right? I feel like Key West has its own town. There's a lot more things to do over there, and it's a bigger change psychologically to give you that mental reset every weekend that you would need to kind of go back on the Monday and shine and do what you got to do. And this one is just in the middle. So to me, it's in the no man's land.
So hypothetically speaking, you could wear whatever you want when you go into the pool. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to go into details, but whatever you want. George is raising his hand, but I'm not letting him answer.
No, not whatever you want. This is United States of America. Just because you're an island doesn't mean you can do stupid shit or wrong shit. Okay, this is follows the laws of United States. It's the territory within United States. Don't get any stupid ideas. You have a lot of privacy, so a lot of people can't see what you're doing, but you do anything illegal over here and, people will tell on you, you will get caught and you go to a jail somewhere in Florida. Do not do that. That's false information.
Anyways, over here, you have some lounging area, a lounging area so you can relax and enjoy the views. I mean, those views are unbelievable. And this is where the helicopter pad is, right? So you have a helipad, you have a helicopter, it comes.
Okay, so you can see the water is not really calm. You're kind of tucked in between Bahamas and Cuba. There's still water flow coming. It could be obviously hurricane season. You do not want to be in this island. But you do have riprap around the island to protect the main island. And also it kind of gives you an area where you can, I guess, somewhat swim without getting hit by the waves. So I guess that's a positive.
So you have another little seating area over here, right? And this seating area here, you hear the waves crashing now. So it's very peaceful.
The outdoor furniture, seating, what is this? $16.5 million. You couldn't buy a proper seating to reflect the price point. It's horrible.
Right, when you're on the porch, you notice there's a porch around the entire house. We're gonna walk it in a minute. You have hammocks and seating areas. All on this side are my favorite because you hear those waves crashing. And there's nothing more peaceful to me than waves crashing.
I disagree with that. I think waves crashing would really get on your nerve when it's this close to you after a long time, especially if it's rough out there, right? If it gets windy. So it really makes the property actually unusable at times when it's so loud and it's constant, right? It's just hitting you every 2 seconds. So it becomes super, super annoying. And that's the proximity, kind of the site setbacks, shall we call, of the house and the element of noise, right? Is really close. So even though it's like 1.5 acres, the property is on this side very, very close to the water, and that noise could be a concern.
Come down this way. So here you get a glimpse of like just pure ocean. No neighbors, nothing. Looking into your property. We're gonna do a full circle around the island, and then we'll take you inside. This is technically right here. This is your front door right here. This is technically your main entrance of the house. And then over here was the dock way back when. So this was the original dock. Obviously now it's not used as a dock.
I want to know why. That's important. You want to know what happened over here, right? Because this should have been the approach. This should have been the proper approach. And if you're buying this, you probably have to fix this. Not probably, you definitely have to fix this. That was a horrible approach we had. This is a deferred maintenance. The dock should be over here. You should arrive with your boats over here. You should have that proper approach. You should make this look nice and have that storytelling approach to the property.
They used to park their boats here, and then they would come up these red stairs up to the door. I'm sure the door at one point was like a red door. That would have been a nice, cool accent, but that might have been changed. Who knows? So come on, let's come down. Let's keep walking the property. Now, the house.
Look at this. This is lot utilization for you. Pay attention, because even though it's an island, it's still like how the house sits on the lot. That's another principle of quality. I talk about it in my 5-day workshop. Link is in the description. This is another element. And even though you don't have any neighbors, the fact that there's no setback, there's no lawn, there's no grass, definitely on these two sides of the island, it's too close to the edge for me. You don't have a lawn. You don't have any area where you can, actually relax. It's more like a walkway around the property. You don't get any use out of it. And no beach. I mean, it's so obvious that I didn't even say it, but when I'm editing the video, and it I have to say it, it's an island without a beach. An island without a beach is like a donut without a hole. It just doesn't go. Like you gotta have the two together. It goes without saying, don't buy an island without a beach. It's not a good idea. Your guests will be very, very disappointed.
The floor of the house, let's say, about 15 feet from the water. So you're 15 feet above the water.
That's good for multiple reasons. You get protected against storms and water surges and hurricanes, but also you get better views, because being actually level with the water, you're not going to get as good of a view as being a little bit more perched up. So that's not bad.
Florida Keys is is known for a lot of boaters. Boaters love the Keys, and people from Miami love coming down here because it's just about a 2-hour drive from Miami to get here. So it's like a perfect weekend getaway. This is where all the electronics of the house are, right? And this is the windmill you see above. So the house is powered basically by what we see right here.
So even on this side of the property, you're using it for utilities, batteries, the windmill, which was extremely old. So that's probably another thing that you have to change right off the bat, because that looks really ugly. But again, all this land, one side is all the electrical utility stuff that you don't want to be around. The other two side, you had no setbacks, and you get one backyard, and there's a guest house right next to it. Not ideal, not that much land. It's really maxed out.
If you notice, this looks familiar, right? Because now we're back to where we started. So now we're gonna show you inside the guest house, which is right there behind us, and then we'll show you in the main house. So let's go and check it out.
Let's talk about the architectural style. I mean, I think it's attempting to be Caribbean, but it's a square. It's like a perfect shaped square. The architect didn't take any inspiration from anything there. It's like, let's just draw a square on the island and tuck it to one side so we can create a backyard on one side. The only Caribbean style about it is that the wraparound balcony with the hammocks. But beside that, nothing about the roof. The architecture really screams and gives those accents of the Caribbean style that we like, the shutters and everything else. I just don't see it from here.
Now we are entering the guest house.
Through the kitchen? Oh my God, this is gonna be fun, guys. I wasn't expecting this.
It's a really nice sized guest house. You walk in, you have your door there. Obviously it's right off of the pool, but you have a kitchen over here. You have a gas cooktop.
Oh my God, this was a trailer. This is as Mickey Mouse construction as it gets. Horrible. Really, really bad.
All overlooking, of course, these water views, right? So it's a guest house with a family room, a kitchen, and a bedroom and a bathroom, all right?
What kind of material is on the roof? What is this? This is below my expertise. I've never seen this before. This looks like a material that would be very common in trailer parks, which I'm not familiar with.
Here you have your view. You're overlooking the front. This is the front looking at the dock, right? So here you're overlooking the water view of the dock, which is beautiful. Family room here, TV. You have basically storage up here for your fishing rods, because if you're living here, you're fishing. That's a fact. And then over here, you actually have a bunk bed, so you could sleep here and someone else can sleep up top. And then down over here, you have your bathroom, really nice bathroom. I love how they have this. This is a really unique way of making it a door.
Oh my God. There's no separation whatsoever. It's like a studio. It's a studio. To me, this guest house is a complete teardown. Complete teardown. Because who the hell would want this type of finishes who can afford $16.5 million? Like, just way below par. Really below par of the standard of anyone who has that much money.
And now it's time to show you where you're actually gonna sleep at night and spend a lot of your time, right? So come on, I'm gonna show you the main house here on the island, all right? You come here and you have an entire wraparound porch around the whole house.
Like, you couldn't give me some shutters? Look at the condition of the exterior siding. It looks used and abused. Look at this gap. Like, you can step out of this window and break your ankle. This is dangerous. How? Wow. Like, the owner was really confident about this property. Like, he was like, oh yeah, we should show this to everyone. This is embarrassing.
But let's go inside. All right, this is inside the actual home. You'll notice you have pocket doors that go out to the porch from almost every angle.
Look at the scale and volume. So I saw the big square and I saw the ceilings, right? Like, it had a kind of a center that went up, and I was like, okay, it's gonna have volume. I was expecting massive amount of volume, very good ceiling heights, exposed beams, not like fake stuff they're doing over here, and a very Caribbean look. And this tells me they've completely cut up the layout in a horrible way.
And you have your dining with your kitchen over there as well, a nicely renovated kitchen. But before we go that way, over here you have your secondary bedrooms. So you have bedroom number 1 over here, which is a good sized bedroom with the high ceilings and reflective ceiling. And then you have bedroom number 2 over there, which is even bigger.
Oh my God, the decor is just horrible. The floors, the finishes, it's not just dated and horribly put together. For lack of a better word, my daughter would say yucky. Like, it's like, I would not spend the night there. I would sleep on a hammock outside.
And then over here, you have your full bathroom, which is for these 2 bedrooms.
Which doesn't have any windows. Do you see what I'm saying? That architect had like no idea and decided to do a square shaped house. You know how many problems this is going to cause? The layout that you should have, the architectural shape of the property that you should have thought about. An L-shaped home would have done well. A U-shaped well would have done. A kind of a W shape, kind of wide U would have done really well. It's a no-brainer. You walk in, you have a wow factor from the other side. Doesn't really matter. It's an island. Doesn't matter which side you enter. Any side you will have ocean view. And then you will have a wing for bedrooms, which they will all have views on both sides. If you put a hallway on this side, the bathrooms will have view. The bedrooms will have view. On the other side, you'll have the entertainment area, right? You will have the kitchen, family room together. Easy. Like to not have that... and you could have placed the house right in the middle, and you would have had side yards from everywhere. Horrible execution of lack of imagination, or even attempt of, hey, what would a square shaped home dictate as far as layout goes on the inside?
So over here we have your kitchen, nicely renovated. Love that light fixture.
Nicely renovated. Oh my God, horrible. Like, what color wood is that? And just the cabinet, there's white cabinets, wood cabinets, stainless steel, wood paneling. It's so funny because the owner who's done this, and then there's this little piece of marble just sticking halfway here, like just by itself. It's such a teardown. The whole structure is a teardown.
Down this way, you have your primary suite. I'm gonna show you because it's I think it's one of the more important bedrooms here, right? So it's a large bedroom over here, big room, seating area, king size bed, views of the ocean.
Is the ceiling vibrating? This is like a plexiglass or something on top. Do you guys see that vibration?
And then over here, you have your bathroom. You have a double vanity over here with your shower and your water closet. And of course, it's all overlooking the water views. Look at that. Imagine taking a shower here and looking out and not even worried about anybody looking in because you're on your own private island away from the world, but yet pretty close to the world, right? So that's the inside of the home.
So there's only 3 bedrooms there too, and a guest house. The whole thing so far, I would bring a bulldozer and just bulldoze the entire house. See, when you have this childhood, I had a childhood dream of owning an island too. I did, and most of you guys did too, and I'm not against it. But at some point, when you grow up, it's not really forgetting about the dream. If you really want that, go rent it. But to own it, there's so much maintenance costs. There's so much hassle. There's so much risk involved in buying an island, and how unliquid, even the best of islands, it would take you 2 years to sell it if you've done everything well. Everything well. There's just such a thin market for tropical islands. It's one of the worst investments you can do. The best investment would be going to foreclosure auctions and buying these islands, pennies on the dollar. That's where you want to buy a private island.
This is off the grid, right?
Completely off grid.
Self-sustainable.
Self-sustainable.
Right? How is that possible? Like let's start with water, right? How are you able to have water that you can shower with and drink from the property?
It started with my dad, of course. He's a genius in his own way. But his dream when he purchased this place was to make it self-sustainable, completely off grid in all aspects, but mainly water and electricity. For the water, we catch all the rain, like a little rain catch system off the roof. You can see how the roof's kind of like a almost pyramid shape, and it flows, all of the water flows into the side gutters, which is all drained into a water system under the house, which is then filtered and pumped out through the house for consumption.
Wait a minute, what if it doesn't rain for 6 months? Are you serious? I thought you had like a water installation plant, like, you don't have that? You need to bring your water with you every time you come here. Another expense right off the bat, you can't rely on the rain. What if it doesn't rain? And since you have guests over, people are taking showers, and then you run out of drinking water?
And we also have a desalinization plant, machine, whatever you want to call it, that can do up to convert 1,000 gallons a day.
Okay, good. Okay. I thought you should have started with that one. I thought they only have the roof to collect water. I can't believe there would be a life. Imagine getting stuck on the island.
What it's like to be here at night, right? Like enjoying this at night, seeing the sunset, seeing the sun rise.
It's going to be completely dark. Completely dark. See, that's another thing with water views, right? When you're in an island this small where everywhere is just water, it's completely dark. There's nothing, pitch black, right? And that's not ideal. That's why, like with ocean views, and I'm going to score this view pretty soon, I prefer partial city, partial ocean, kind of a queen necklace view, where you get that beach, you get to see the waves break on the water, and you got 50% city, which is more engaging at nighttime, and then you got the ocean too. That's a way better view for me than just looking at the ocean point blank. Okay, I'm going to use the 10 principles of quality to give an Arvin score to this property. But before I do that, I have an announcement to make. Most of you have asked me at some point to critique a regular home, and I have never done that. Even though the principles I teach apply 100% to all properties, I just have never shown you guys that. My focus, where I want to take my business, has always been ultra high end, right? As more expensive homes, that's what I really enjoy doing. And quite frankly, I've spent the last 5 years really zeroing my skills on the ultra high end, studying them. But quite frankly, I built my whole business before then selling $2 to $4 million homes, which look pretty much identical to any property you will find in America, from $250,000 to $750,000. The layouts are the same, the architectural styles are the same, the finishes are a lot of time the same. It's just more expensive in LA because it's more expensive in LA, right? But they look and feel, lot sizes, everything looks the same. And I'm very, very knowledgeable in that. And I can show you guys that it's the same. At the same time, my North Star has always been eliminating buyer's remorse in real estate. I have to stay true to that. And I really want to help you guys purchase good properties and not make mistakes when you're buying it. In order to do that and serve you guys, I'm introducing a membership that is extremely affordable, okay? I'm purposely pricing this very low to be able to help regular folks who want to purchase a property, okay? For that reason, I've priced it extremely low, but I'm only taking 100 people in, because otherwise it would be a zoo. It would be insanely crowded, and I wouldn't be able to give the same level of quality that I'm giving to my ultra high-end individuals who pay $25,000 to book an hour with me. I wouldn't be able to give the same service, but I do want to give that same service in a Q&A environment, in a live, where you can type in your question, you can ask for a property for me to critique, give you kind of a quick rapid fire property, but I don't think I can do more than 100, okay? So I've set up only 100 limit. Link is in the description. It might be already full by now because about 2.6 million people watched my videos last month, and that's a lot. So 100, I'm pretty sure it's going to get filled up very, very fast. But on the other side, I'm going to have a kind of a, let's say, buyer's gallery section where you can watch me critique other people's, and that's also extremely, extremely affordable. Again, I'm doing this so you would have access to watching it, okay, and learning from it. And as people leave, purchase the property and leave, I will replace from that group. Link is in the description. Check it out. Okay, so here's the Arvin score. Location, I'm going to give it a 6. It was in the middle. You either going to be closer to the mainland or all the way Key West for me. Lot quality, I'm going to give it a 9. It was over an acre. Almost most of it was flat, right? They just didn't use it the right way. Lot utilization, I'm going to give it a 4. They wasted a complete half of the lot by placing the property at the end, but it also had to do with the architectural style that they chose, and I'm going to go over that as well. Privacy, it's a 10. I mean, it's a private island, right? Like you're not going to have people looking in. It's farther away. It's perched up also, so you don't even have a direct line of sight. Lot orientation, it's a 10. You're going to have, views from everywhere. You're going to have sun direction coming from everywhere. It's orienting everywhere. There's nothing else around you unless there's like a lot of speedboats go by, which I doubt. But overall, I think lot orientation was really good. Architectural style, a 2. Not just it was ugly, it was the wrong shape. That square shape was a horrible design. It had internal rooms when you should be having views and access to outdoor from every direction. As I said in the video, L shape, U shape, any shape that opened up the lot, then you could have had the property more center to the lot where you had a backyard almost everywhere. Views, I'm going to give it an 8. Ocean view, unobstructed from every location, but again, no focal point and completely dark at nighttime. Layout, horrible layout. And that really has to do also with the architectural style. I'm going to give the layout a 3. Scale and volume, 3. Again, just horrible. Just really, really bad. Finishes, I'll give it a 1.5 or 2. 2. Like borderline disgusting, dirty, not comfortable to sit on the couch, not comfortable to sleep on the bed, just not clean, not presentable whatsoever. Now here's the Arvin score. But if you're planning to purchase a property in Brickell, you got to watch this video. A lot of useful information in this video. And if you want to join the Buyer's Lounge, if it's not already full, click on the description below. I would love to help you guys and show you guys how everything I teach about $100 million properties also apply to any property that you would purchase for yourself. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the comments.